ever wondered what libraries will look like in the future now that we live in the digital age? Will there only be rows and rows of computers and no books on the shelves? Will the new face of the friendly, knowledgeable librarian be replaced by a Google icon? John Palfrey, head of school at the Phillips Academy in Andover, Massachusetts, a former Harvard law professor and the founding chairman of the Digital Public Library of America, or the DPLA, discusses the role of the public library in communities and the impact the digital revolution has on them in his book, BiblioTECH: Why Libraries Matter More Than Ever in the Age of Google. Palfrey starts by talking about the history of the public library and establishing the important roles libraries play in communities as places for people to gather and share ideas, as well as provide equal access to information for all. He states that physical libraries play an important role to school children in providing a safe place where homework assignments can be completed when high-speed internet access may not be available in their own homes. Palfrey explores the role of librarians in preserving digital archives, especially since save methods change every few years and digital media is susceptible to what's called data rot. He brings up an interesting fact about the Library of Congress and their audio CD library collection. There are about 150,000 CDs that are available, and it is estimated that between 1 and 10% of those have been affected by data rot and are no longer available to be used. Palfrey calls for librarians to work with IT departments so that they can work together in how to preserve media for the long term so that it won't eventually go away. Palfrey suggests that the library should be a platform from which materials are digitally archived and accessed. He asks librarians to call upon the general public and local volunteers to help with that process, as it is a very daunting task. In the final chapter of his book, Palfrey does outline a 10-step plan for keeping physical libraries alive in today's digital age, but you'll just have to read those suggestions for yourself. I feel that the main message of this book can be summed up in the following quote: "If we don't maintain physical libraries, we will lose essential public, intellectual spaces in our communities, places where people can meet face to face. And if we don't build digital libraries connected to them, those physical spaces may become obsolete as big companies such as Google and Amazon increasingly meet our need for knowledge."